The NASDAQ is positive for 2020. That's going to be our lead story. So the NASDAQ has regained all of the losses that it witnessed at the beginning of the year amid the shutdown, amid 33.5 million new unemployment claims in 7 years. We're going to talk about that and more. Hey everybody, JJ here. You're watching Bull, Boom, Bear, Bust. It is May 7th. It is Thursday. So amidst worse than the Great Depression job losses, NASDAQ in the positive for the year. Now the Dow Jones and the S&P still have some catching up to do, but as you can see, there's two different economies. One is the manipulated economy. Two is the real economy, which is the working class. And unfortunately, the real economy, the working class, is getting destroyed. Now the corporations, even if they have bad earnings, keep in mind the stocks can still be manipulated. It's just numbers on a screen. It's just digits. It's just button pushing by the money creators. They can push the stock market higher. And actually, you also have a few companies that are getting stronger amid the shutdown. Let's talk about a few of them right now. Right here, we're looking at the biggest companies in the NASDAQ. We have Microsoft number 1, Apple number 2, Amazon number 3, Facebook number 4, Alphabet, Google number 5. So as you can see, social media, online shopping, Amazon, they also offer streaming services and a lot of different services. They are becoming even more dominant during this time. We also see Netflix coming in at number 8. More people stuck at home. More people want something to watch. So more people subscribing to Netflix. More people on the internet. So that helps Google. It helps e-commerce. Amazon especially. Helps Facebook and social media. All right, but guess what? Newsflash. Even if companies are not doing well, companies that are big parts of these stock indexes, they can still push stocks higher. That's why we're going to see the Dow Jones manipulated upward, the S&P manipulated upward. It is manipulated. It is not based on reality. And in fact, you could have everyone in America on the street living in a tent and they could still pump up the stock market higher. That's how detached the stock market is from the real economy, which is the working class, the middle class, the consumer. Now let's talk about this unemployment number. Now looking back 7 weeks, 33.5 million new unemployment filings. And again, that doesn't count the people that are not qualifying for unemployment, one. Two, the people that can't get unemployment even if they qualify for it. They cannot get into it. The websites are down. The phones are backed up. They're not able to complete the enrollment. So we're talking about 50 plus million people just in the past 7 weeks. And this, amongst other awful information, is leading JPMorgan to come out and say that there's not going to be an employment recovery for 10 to 12 years. That is a long time. Well, I will take it a step further. I don't think the economy is ever going to get back to the way it was. But who knows? Again, with unlimited monopoly money, I don't think anyone knows exactly what can be done and how far that they're going to take it. But ultimately, there's going to be a reckoning day. But let's take a look at what JPMorgan has to say here. JPMorgan investment officer, is going to take 10 to 12 years for full employment to return to pre-COVID shutdown levels. JPMorgan CIO Bob Michelle, quote, "It's not that simple. It's going to take years or longer to get back to where we are, to where we were. It's not as simple as turning on the lights," he told Bloomberg in a recent interview. Now, the JPMorgan CIO also questioned what would happen if the Paycheck Protection Program runs out of money, or when it runs out of money. And he also predicted that even when the economy reopens, Americans will not be spending in the same way that they did before the virus hit, which could lead to another round of layoffs. Yes, we've been saying that here for weeks and weeks. There's not going to be a return to pre-shutdown economy. It's not going to happen. It may bring back some jobs, but a lot of people are going to feel this for the rest of their lives. A lot of people are going to be devastated from this and never recover, unfortunately. It's pretty sad, but this is what happens. This is the way the system was designed. The system was designed to put everybody in maximum debt, have everybody living paycheck to paycheck. They didn't get to 100%, but it was most people, about 70% actually. If you look at millennials, closer to 80% living paycheck to paycheck. This is by design. Anytime you have an entity that can create limited amounts of credit, therefore allowing people to take on debt up to their eyeballs, right? We're allowing people to buy a $500,000 home on a $60,000 a year income. All right, and that's just one of the things, one of the insanities of this current economic banking system right now. All right, people will not go out and spend, one, because they can't. A lot of people are going to lose their income. A lot of people are going to be on permanent unemployment. And yes, I say permanent because I think they're going to have to change the unemployment laws to now just have people on permanent unemployment. Maybe you'll call it UBI. Maybe it'll be called welfare or some sort of assistance program. Whatever it is, it's going to be government-backed money. It's going to be an explosion of welfare recipients, in my opinion. I mean, there could be a miracle that turns this thing around. I kind of doubt it. If you do see a miracle on the horizon, let me know. We just talked a few episodes ago how Warren Buffett says there's going to be some sort of miracle that's going to happen, or some American magic that's going to pop up out of nowhere. Meanwhile, he's selling his stocks. He's exiting his airline stocks. He's in record levels of cash. So he says one thing, Mr. Buffett that is, and his actions tell us another thing, that he does see some devastation on the horizon. And I think we're just getting started here. But I would like to hear from you down in comments. What do you think about this? Let's talk about this. The corporate tax hike. Will that be the solution to prevent this mess from happening ever again? And will it get out of this mess? Well, my opinion is no, it's not going to help. Here's why. Corporations, they're just going to pass these extra taxes, the extra cost, down to the consumer. They're going to raise prices on their services and their products. They're going to pull back on the wage increases for their workers. One way or another, they're going to make us pay for this, or they'll outsource the jobs. They'll outsource the jobs to countries that have lower labor costs. Now, it may not be China, considering everything that's happening right now, but there's still plenty of other countries that, when we do open back up again, that companies, if they're taxed higher here in America, they're just going to go offshore somewhere, or they'll find some other tax loopholes. I guarantee it 100%. So no, the tax hikes for corporations are not going to help. I know a lot of people, they look at these corporations, some of them paying zero in taxes because of the loopholes, and a lot of people are upset by that, but I don't think higher taxes is going to fix it. Again, let me know what you think if you disagree. And there is someone who disagrees with me. That's Blackrock's Chief Executive Officer, Larry Fink. He also has a very dire outlook for the economy. And what Fink is saying here, that basically lower corporate rates juiced the profits and enriched shareholders. That's true. All the stock buybacks, the money that a lot of these companies saved in taxes just went to stock buybacks. It didn't go towards rate increases or wage increases for the workforce. They also raised dividends to just give this out to the shareholders again. So again, I don't think the higher taxes is going to be the solution. These companies are just going to go offshore. So then many people say, well, the tariffs will fix that. Unfortunately, it's the consumer that also pays for the tariffs. The thing that we need to do is we need to get manufacturing back here in the United States. We don't need to be outsourcing jobs only to ship things back here into the U.S. Because the tariffs do not work. Obviously, we witnessed that. And a lot of people would say that this sickness outbreak that we saw happen was retaliation for the tariffs, right? I've heard that. I don't have any... I'm not saying that happened. I'm just saying a lot of people are saying that this is a retaliation for the tariffs. So no, the tariffs don't work. Higher taxes will not work. We need to bring manufacturing jobs back. And as a country, we need to return power back. This is going to sound like a cliche. We need to return power back to the people that decide what gets made, what's in demand should be the people. It shouldn't be the government. It shouldn't be the central bank picking winners and losers. Also, we need to quit creating unlimited amounts of debt out of the Federal Reserve. Isn't it amazing how the politicians all end up being multi-millionaires? Meantime, some of the same districts that these politicians are living in that are multi-millionaires have homeless people everywhere, tent cities popping up, a massive infrastructure, neglect with crumbling sidewalks, potholes, you name it. All right, this whole debt Ponzi scheme, when it comes to an end, it's going to be really, really devastating. And I'm not even sure how to prepare for it totally, but we can try to talk through it. I'd like to hear from you down in the comments. But take a look here. Just in the past 6 weeks, the Fed has spiked, the national debt has spiked via the Fed by $1.5 trillion. This is just in the past 6 weeks to $25 trillion. And this represents the biggest and fastest increase in national debt of all time. Of all time. Remember how the previous president was criticized for running up the national debt? Well, this president has proved to be even a bigger socialist and a bigger spender, so to speak. Chart here is still out of wolfstreet.com. It shows you the hockey stick type of increase in the debt now, over $25 trillion. And you see these little plateaus along the way that makes it look like a stair step. Well, those were debt ceilings, but are they really debt ceilings if they always approve the increase and it always keeps rising? Right? Those are not actually debt ceilings. They may hold a vote and act like they can stop the debt from increasing, but everybody knows that they cannot stop the debt from increasing. Otherwise, this whole Ponzi scheme comes to a brutal end. And it's just amazing that people really think that this is some sort of sustainable, great economy even before the shutdown. Continues to amaze me how many people still do not realize how this whole illusion is put out in front of us here, enabled by the leaders who basically lie constantly. They never tell people the truth about how the economy works because they want to get reelected. We have the people on the business channels telling us how great the stock market is and how we should jump in and ride the wave. It's about all for now, everybody. Thanks for watching this report. Let me know what you think. Will raising taxes on corporations solve all this? Is that all we have to do? Is it that simple? Is the analyst from JPMorgan correct in that this job market will never recover for 10 or 12 years? Or do you agree with me? Is it never going to recover? It'll never be the same. As the NASDAQ hits positive territory for 2020 amid over 33 million newly unemployed filings in 7 weeks. Thanks again, everybody. Bye for now. I am very happy to say that we are sponsored by Boxable Homes. These are high-quality, movable, low-cost homes. They are factory-built, made right here in the USA in northern Las Vegas. These units will include full-size appliances, including full-size refrigerator and washer and dryer, and prices fully loaded start at only $49,500. These homes even caught the eye of HUD Secretary Ben Carson. As homelessness continues to increase and affordable housing is becoming more and more of a problem, they can be shipped internationally, including anywhere in the USA. These homes are going to be a game changer for affordable housing. Please check the link below in description and take a look at these amazing homes for yourself.